Chronicles TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa. Welcome back to another episode of The Great Ace Attorney. In the previous episode, we completed the first part, The Great Departure. Today's episode right now, we're going to go into the Unbreakable Speckled band. If you're hyped today's episode, make sure that like button and support is greatly appreciated to the... Can we actually just choose between the stories? Are we really going to do that? Is that Christmas? I thought it was Christmas type. What the Hound of the Baskervilles. What the heck? Unbreakable Speckled Band. Here we go. Start playing from this episode. We can actually choose. I'm just gonna go in the order they were coming in. I don't give a damn, Chief. We're just following the storyline. They should have just had those locked so we could follow it. The adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
To be honest, I knew Wilson had to be related to helping Sholmes. January 9th, 6:37 a.m. on the board, the steamship, whatever.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. An in-cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper-thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
I increased the volume just cause the previous cutscene was really small, so I increased it just in case, but it was too loud, then my bad. My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Why is it black and... Okay, I'm about to say. Wait. I can't move? What the... Why am I in handcuffs? So, you wake up now, We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You? Huh. You found me then. Duh. We found you, and now you pay. Criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Who isn't that? Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato? Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Why did I just call it out like previous episodes ago? That I feel like he's gonna die somehow, some way. Time repeats itself even though this is taking place in the past, but still, I had a feeling this guy was gonna die. Here, in the very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs? Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Haha! Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor? I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there. I think it won't be long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open that wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I could stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. They could have just translated the freaking thing for us. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not the murderer. Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. I meant the truth. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Welcome to the investigations part. Usually the stuff would be on the boss screen of 3DS, but now this is one full screen. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt of the door can't be opened from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctors examined the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then? That's true, yes. Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please! Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato arrived at the cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewmen forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes? Alright. My head feels so heavy, it's still throbbing like anything. Whoa. Why are you even on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that wouldn't have been possible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of the incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is a spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. It looks like in his eyes then, it was darker than I ever seen it before. Susato-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right. Yes, word perfect in fact. If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into the wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you, but the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied? While whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow this to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hi! Yeah! Whoa. What the... That was a Susato takedown. A Susato what? What martial art form is that? Why are we... I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, you're innocent. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato to believe me. I'll show her evidence right now that proves that I'm not guilty. What our only thing is... This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it. I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. Do you expect Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. I don't like it there's anything else.
Yes!
Alright then, how about this? You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that. What? Usually the freaking badge would be like the sign that it's trust. Alrighty then, I guess the freaking paper as it is. Alright, I guess it's the freaking paper.
Yes!
What are you supposed to use anyway? Tell me, when I was discovering the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled the seal on the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the but whatevers. I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor. Thanks? I could see why Kazuma-san thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of the evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you! So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in the position. What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make start on investigating in here, examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Alrighty then. We can move, so let's examine. What are you doing, cabin boy? Well, this is a little bit different from the freaking from the 3DS, Nintendo DS type of touchscreen type of thing. Let's examine here. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. I would keep the thing going, but this is our examination. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. It looks like his last entry is incomplete. Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya. That's out of the question? What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if something important? Or something relevant to the case? Think, girl, think! Alright, I won't read it. Poor cousin. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Oh, come on. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Oh yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? Shut up. Okay, I'm sure you're careful to look around. Already did that. I don't need to know about that, Chief. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Let's check here. Did Cosmo write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot into the desk when he collapsed the floor. But what does it say? Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he? Sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. Yo, wait a minute, hold up. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Hold up, let me see this. Let me see this real quick. Let's go back real quick. Okay, let me see this. I think I have an idea. Okay, what if it's... Okay, what are the odds that it could be backwards? What if? He said it was Russian, but what if? I'm thinking backwards, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Never mind. I take it back. Okay, let's move forward now, please. Thank you. Yo, examine. Okay, I think I missed the freaking 3DS touch type of thing. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stow away on this vessel. I was brought on this board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Did we do the ink already? I investigated thoroughly, but this is not... We're not making progress. Is that a bone? What the heck? That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato. I ate on the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it, which meant all the more for me. Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. The sword! That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on the ship. I suppose that shows how important it was to him. And now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let his spirit go yet. Alrighty then. The candelabra. What does this say? Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stow away on the ship? Now you're going to bring that up, aren't you? I can't win. Alright then. Home of the home. Hey, event! I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should have been connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so the rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that. I suppose. Maybe that's it. Yo! When did you get there? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I could tell, it looks like he might be a European. Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall, suspiciously tall, blah blah blah. Mouthful. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And he is investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A and people when they're in blah 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 blah. Alrighty then, I'll get that suspicious tall gentleman in my sights. See, he has to say for himself. Oh, please do.